Let it be more.
Hey everybody, welcome to our second battle report. I'm Randy.
I'm Beto. How's it going?
Thanks for joining us. This is our second mission for our Road to Terra battle. Unfortunately, we've had some scheduling issues. Haven't been able to line up all the armies for the Istvan campaign, so we're going to be jumping around a bit. So this report is the Betrayal of Calth. Classic Word Bearers. Classic Word Bearers versus Ultramarines Rumble. It's a 3,500 point game with a custom mission that we actually created ourselves. You can check out our last podcast if you want to hear more about, our reasoning behind creating it and kind of some of the fun things you can do with it. But essentially, there's 3 shield generators, which are also objectives, diagonally in the middle of the board. And then each player has a control hub in their zone that they could place wherever they want. And the idea is that in order to capture the objectives in the middle, you also need to be holding the objective in your zone as well. You can also capture your opponent's control hub, and that gets you extra points. And then also if you do that, they can't score in the middle. So definitely some incentive to do that. But that's the game, and then we'll go into our army lists.
All right, so my 3,500 point Word Bearers army is led by a Praetor. He's got a mastercrafted Thunderhammer, a jump pack. He's got the Burning Lore upgrade, so he becomes corrupted, and he's got some Melta Bombs. He's led by a 9-man command squad. All of them got jump packs. 5 of them have power axes. 3 of them have power fists, and I got 1 guy with 2 lightning claws. Then I got a Herald. He's riding around on a big jet bike, and he just has a Thunderhammer as his upgrade. And then I got a Legion Moritat. He's got the Warp Fire Plasma, and he's got a jump pack. For my troops choices, I got 2 identical 15-man Legion Assault Squads, 2 Power Axes, a Power Fist, Artificer Armor, and they're both corrupted. And then I got a 10-man Recon Squad, all Nemesis Bolters, a Nogri Scanner, and they're corrupted. For my Fast Attack, I got 5 Sky Hunter Jet Bikes. They got 5 Volkites. The Sergeant has a Power Fist and Artificer Armor. And then I got 2 separate Javelins. Both of them have Blast Cannons and Multi-Meltas. And then for my Elites, I got 2 Twin Mara Gauls. No other upgrades, just 2 Fists, no Plasma Cannons for them. I got 2 Legion Tech Marines. Both of them have Cogna Signums and Corrupted. I got a 10-man Ashen Circle Squad with just an Artificer Armor on the Sergeant. And then for my heavy support, I got 1 Leviathan. He's got the Cyclonic Melta Lance and a Phosphex Discharger. And then a 10-man heavy support Volkite squad with Artificer Armor on the Sergeant and Corrupted.
Love those Margot.
Yeah.
So my 3,500 Ultramarines list, my HQ is Remus Ventanis. I've never used him before. I literally got the model yesterday. It's the Ultramarines Herald model. The Ventanis model is sold out, but they're basically the same model. Literally painted him up in like 5 hours just for this. And then I'm running the Logos Lectoro Rite of War, so along with that I have a compulsory Master of Signals. He's bare bones, nothing else with him. He doesn't really need anything else. A Legion Champion with just the Paragon Blade that he comes stock with and a jump pack. I have a 10-man Invictaris Suzerain squad, 5 with the Legaton Axes and 5 with Thunderhammers. They're riding around in a Land Raider Proteus with the Twin Link Blast Cannon. I have Honored Talmekris. He did get nerfed a bit with the latest Legacy update, but he's still pretty good. Not quite Margal good, but he's got Hatred Everything and an extra attack, so you can't complain too much. And then I also have a regular Contemptor with Gravis Melta and an inbuilt Grav Gun in his fists. And then to round out the elites, I have 2 Apothecaries, 1 going with the Suzerain and 1 with a jump pack that's going to be going with the Locutaris, which was made in my Fast Attack, a 10-man Locutaris squad. They're all stock, no real upgrades because they're pretty damn good as they are. I did have 5 extra points, so I gave my Sergeant a combat shield. Troops, I have 3 tactical squads that are almost identical. 2 of them, the Sergeant has a Power Sword, 1 has a Power Fist. They all have Vexillus and Artificer Armor, and they're all riding around in Rhinos with no upgrades. And then I have a 10-man Recon squad as well, with Nemesis Bolters. And then for heavy support, I have a Leviathan Dreadnought with dual close combats that have the Melta Guns in the fists, Phosphex Discharger, 10-man heavy support squad with Volkite, Auspex Scanner, Artificer Armor, and then a 3-tank Predator Squadron, all with the Predator Cannons and Sponson Las Cannons. And that's my list. So we just wanted to note that we know that we've got some pretty strong units in here. Like we both agreed to this beforehand. What's really important to us with our battle reports is that the armies facing each other are balanced.
Yeah.
So whether that means that they're more fluffy lists or harder hitting lists, as long as they're equally matched, that's what's important to us. Yeah. So we've actually played against each other a lot with these lists, and we've played some pretty tough battles against each other, so we're both comfortable fighting against these units, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So we'll see you for deployment. Before we get into our deployment, we're going to just talk a little bit about our house rules. Instead of doing true line of sight for everything, we have a rule where if there's a building with windows, you can't shoot through it unless you're actually in the building. This is so, obviously we have this beautiful terrain, and shout out to our buddy Esteban, who's also in our podcast, who we're borrowing this from. It looks amazing. So for instance, if you're in this building here and you're further than 3 inches away from those windows, then you cannot be shot at, and you also cannot shoot through them. This is just our way of helping balancing out a little bit, so we're not giving shooting armies too much power. We're also instituting for this game the SN rules on Artificer Armor. So we're limiting Artificer Armor rolls to the initiative of the person with Artificer Armor. So if it's a sergeant, it's initiative 4, so 4 rolls. We actually did a poll last time, and a lot of people really don't like Artificer Armor. So we hear you, and that's what we're doing. So let's get into deployment. Beto, why don't you tell us your deployment? Let's start from this side.
Yeah, so first I infiltrated my scouts a little further up. They didn't really have a bunch of options. They saw how you deployed, so they were like, well, probably best to take pot shots down the firing lane, especially because it's not too crazy on opposition over here. Behind them, I got an assault squad. They're pretty much just here to make sure I got this objective and run up to that objective when I eventually need it, I'm sure. Then I got my Volkite bikes. They're super fast, so I can have them zipping around, and with their Volkite, they have a pretty good shooting distance, so I don't need to have them crazy, but the important thing is because of the Herald, they have line, so if I need to control this back objective, I can always have someone to run over to it. Then I got my first Margal. He's just gonna charge the enemy, move as fast as possible. Then I got my first Javelin. Sorry about the last cannons. He's just prepared to shoot at maybe a Predator or a Dreadnought. I don't know. I don't have that much anti-tank, so I just need him to be able to go anywhere. Then I got an Ashen Circle squad with the Moritat. I got pretty lucky. There seems to be a lot of vehicles, and hopefully I can do some damage there with their Melta-Bombs. I got a regular squad of Assault Marines. They're ready to go jump on the middle objective or jump over there. Fire gets pretty crazy. I got a Leviathan. He's just staring down the other Leviathan, ready to rock. He's just gonna, same thing, moving up the middle, gonna try to do some damage. I got a Javelin over here. He is just camping. Like I said, I deployed first, so I didn't know where the vehicles were gonna go. He's probably gonna, take some pot shots at a Dreadnought or something. I got my Margal. Same thing as before, just a beat stick. He's just gonna run up, try to hurt whatever he can. I got my 10-man Volkite squad. They pretty much have a mutual assured destruction with the other one. I'm pretty sure they're gonna evaporate each other. And then lastly, I got my command squad over here. They're ready to charge on the objective. The Suzerain are staring them down. The Suzerain are the better option, so I'm gonna try to outmove him with my jump packs, but we'll see how that goes. And that's my deployment.
And then you also have a Tech Marine with your Volkites.
Yes, there's a Tech Marine in the Volkite squad.
And then your control hub is where?
It's right over there with the big group of guys. Yes. So right here is my control hub.
The control hub is here, and like we said before, you can't score points from holding on to your own control hub, but you need to be controlling it to score from the shield generators. Mm-hmm. And these are the shield generators here. So we have one here, one in the middle, and one on the other side. And any infantry models that are within 6 inches of the shield generators gets a 5-up invulnerable save as long as you are controlling that shield generator. So starting here, I have one tactical squad in this Rhino. They're a little bit outmatched, but hoping the Predators can kind of whittle some stuff down. So hopefully they can at least contest this objective. Then the 3 Predators here, behind some cover, so hopefully they won't get completely obliterated turn 1. I've got my 3 Dreadnoughts here. They're not really a great match individually for the Margals, but like hopefully together, because they can only attack one at a time, you might be able to, take at least one of them down between the 3 Dreadnoughts. We'll see. I have my 10-man recon squad here. Hiding underneath is the Master of Signals, who's attached to them. And then also behind that is the Locutaris squad with the Champion and their Apothecary. I've also placed my control hub right here. So I have, they're my scoring squad. I also have another scoring line unit here with my tacticals that if they get wiped off turn 1, which is very possible, I can just hop on here to make sure that I can score. Have my suzerain here ready to take on the command squad, hopefully score a point by killing his praetor. And then I have my third tactical squad here to give them some support. And then I have my Volkites here. Remus Montanus is attached to them. He's hiding in the back so he doesn't get sniped. He grants them line, so if need be, they can kind of hop over here and secure that objective. So it gives me a few options in terms of control. And that's it for deployment. Because it's Calth, the word bearers have the first turn. Because it's obviously a surprise, we're not even going to do a seize the initiative. They just automatically have first turn. Beto, because the word bearers kind of choosing the setting of the mission, has chosen not to do night fighting. So we'll jump into his movement and we'll come back when he has finished moving.
So I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I am running the Dark Channeling Rite of War, and I picked those Volkite Ultramarines up on the building as my selected target. What it basically does is I need to do a wound to it or kill it every turn. If I do kill it, I get +1 weapon skill, +1 strength, and +1 movement on any unit I choose to put it on. If I don't hurt it at all though, a random unit in my army gets Perils of the War. So I knew I was gonna shoot those Volkites, so I might as well try to plank off whatever I can. So for movement, I started with my bikes. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a misdeployment and I realized I couldn't get to the objective with the E squad I probably should have. So I decided, well, you know what? I can get the Shroud bonus from running from the bikes. So I decided, let's run them so I can make sure I'm scoring that objective. This also protects me from a lot of lines of fire. I mean, I'm probably gonna eat a lot of Predator fire, but at least I'll be safe from some things. Over here, my scouts stayed the same. They didn't wanna move. My Assault Marines just moved up a little bit. I don't know where this is gonna go. I kind of just want them near the objective, but I might have to shift them around to different objectives if things are dying. So because of that, I kind of played them a little conservatively. Also, something I forgot to mention with the jet bike, I also kept 1 jet bike within 3, just in case this squad gets utterly decimated and I need to control the secure objective panel. My Ashen Circle, they ran up. They don't really have any targets. I mean, they got the little flamers, but nothing of note so far. So better just have them move in and then see what they can do later on. Javelin over here just moved up. He, same thing, doesn't really have a ton of targets. We'll probably take a pot shot at something, but not seeing where the game goes before I commit to anything with him. Margal, classic Margal, he's just gonna run and book it as far as forward, so ran with him. This squad of Assault Marines ran as well. I know that my strategy in the early game and in most of the games I play is early scoring because my army tends to disappear as the turns go on. So the more I can bankroll at the beginning, the better off I'll be. So just scoring there. My Leviathan moved up. He doesn't know what his targets are, but I know that I want him there in the middle somewhere. So just moving him up a little bit. Javelin number 2, same thing. He sees this brick of dreadnoughts and probably needs to help out with that. So moving him up just to get ready for next turn or just 1 pot shot maybe at the end of the turn. Marigal over here, he booked it this way. Same thing as the other one. They really have no shooting, so it doesn't benefit me to just stand and shoot bolt guns. My command squad shifted. They ran this way. When Randy put a suzerain over there, I got scared. I've had that matchup before, and I know it ends badly for word bearers, so maybe better to just try to avoid them as best I can. So they just ran this way. They kept some guys in the objective. I'm going to try to hold the objective for as long as I can, but I might just abandon this flank altogether as the death unit of Randy's super kill star, Death Star unit comes in. I don't think I can hold them off, so best I can do there. My Volkite stayed still because they want to be taking shots probably at his Volkite. And that was my movement.
So what's your first target?
So first target, the snipers, they're going to take a shot down at the Volkite. I position them in a way that with their shroud bombs, they're not going to get return fire because they would absolutely melt. So this is going to be my best shot. So it's 10 shots. I have a Tech Marine with the Cognus, so they're hitting on 2s and then wounding on 3s. So we got 2 misses.
3s to wound, 5s to rend.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay. So let's remove the duds. Okay, so it looks like there's 2 rends and 3 wounds. Okay. We'll start with the cool stuff first. Let's get rid of, I can't see Remus, so it has to go probably Sergeant first.
Yeah. So rends on the Sergeant. So they're in cover, so he has a 5-up save.
Let me push these.
So the first 5-up on the Sergeant, he dies.
So anyone else cool?
There's the Augury Scanner.
Yeah, might as well.
Oh, jeez.
Here.
In the tray.
In the tray. He's okay.
He's okay.
So then let's just continue with the 3 on the
Scanner?
Augury Scanner, yeah.
So Augury Scanner, Augury Scanner, Augury Scanner.
Okay. Not great,
so
but I did kill the
Sergeant is dead, and that's a pinning.
Mm-hmm. Leadership 10, though, because Remus is in the squad.
Good.
They're good. All right, so for my next shooting, I'm going to shoot the Leviathan into Telemachus. I don't like him holding that word bearer, and I want to see what I can do about it. I'm just going to do the Cyclonic Meltalance first, and then afterwards I'll just do the Phosphex Discharger into him. So 4 shots hitting on 2s. So it looks like all of them are hits. And then I am strength 8, you're toughness 7, so I'm really looking for 3s. So it looks like all of them are wounds.
Okay, ouch.
So 4 invulnerable saves.
He saves 1, so he has 7 wounds, so he's down to 4.
And then I will drop the Phosphex just right on top of him. I'll probably move it a little bit, but let's just see where it hits first, and then we can come back.
Here, just roll it here so we can actually...
Well, I don't know if that's
going to... 6 inches.
Yeah. Maybe we should cut and see if it hits anything.
So the Phosphex scattered basically right on top of the Storm Eagle here, and then with Crawling Fire, he moved it on top of the tanks. It's poisoned, so it can't hurt them, but it is dangerous terrain. So I'm going to have to roll some checks when I move them next turn, unfortunately.
Woohoo! My next shot, I'm going to fire this Javelin's Last Cannons and Multi-Melta into that Predator. Try to cause a couple wounds, see what I can do. Any reactions?
Nope.
All right, so the white ones will be the Last Cannons, and the green one will be the Multi-Melta. So it looks like all hit.
Okay.
So the green one will need a 6 to
pen?
pen.
13.
Yeah, it's strength 8.
So yeah, you need a 6
to
to
pen.
pen.
The white ones have Sunder, and they need
5s to pen.
Got it. So it looks like there's 1 pen from the
1 pen, and
Sunder.
then Sunder to reroll for the...
No, so just 1 pen.
And then I get a 6-up cover, which I do not get.
So just 1 becomes a 2, and that
which is the same
shaken.
thing.
Yeah. All right, the next thing to shoot is, let's try to take out more of Telemachus. So this one will fire down at Telemachus, try to do him
No,
dirty.
Telemachus.
I don't like that he's holding one of my guys. I want to free him.
Here.
Yeah. So this time the white one will be the Multi-Melta, and the green one will be the Last Cannons. So all hits.
Oof.
I know, I'm hitting good. So that will not wound.
But 2 last
2
cannons.
invulnerable Last Cannons, yeah.
All right, takes another wound.
All right, so he's down to 3. And this next one, I have a feeling I know how it's going to go down. My Volkites are going to fire at your Volkites.
I will return fire.
You got it.
So this is going to be a lot of dice. So we will do our initial hit and wound rolls and come back to you for the saves.
So we're back after that insane Volkite volley at each other. He managed to do 24 wounds onto me, and I managed to do 35 onto him. So time for some saves.
Unfortunately, because I strategically hid Ventanus behind a wall, he's not in line of sight, and he sniped out my Sergeant, so I have no Artificer here. So I'm just going to roll these as they come. So that's 2 dead so far. That's another 4, so we're up to 6. So that's 2 more, so we're at 8. So there's one guy left in the squad.
He can make it.
No, he's dead. So that's going to be 9 Deflagrates.
But Remus has a 2-up, right? And
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So 9 Deflagrates for Remus. Looks like he drops 1, so it's going to be 8 for Remus.
3, 6. I don't even know how many wounds he has. We're going to have to find that out.
Well, if there's even a question, I guess we'll figure it out then.
He takes 1 wound.
Yeah, he's good. I'm sure he doesn't have just a single wound. Yeah, let me get mine together.
Yeah.
I have 24 wounds. Now, as part of the SN battle report rules, we can only do it up to the initiative of the Artificer armor. So because the Tech Marine will disappear if the rest of the squad goes away, we're going to start with the first 4 on the Tech Marine, and then moving on to the Artificer Sergeant afterwards. So first one on Tech Marine. Good. He's dead.
Okay. So now you can only do 4 on the Sergeant.
Yes.
And that's 1 Defil grade so far.
So here is the 4 for the Sergeant.
He's dead. Okay, so you've done 3, so there's 21 left.
Yes.
Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah. I had a feeling we were going to kill each other, but I was hoping I would get one more round to live. Ooh,
1,
doesn't
2,
look
3,
too hot.
4, 5, 6, 7. So I think there's still 2 guys left.
Yes, but you
I have
you have Defigrate.
9 Defil grades.
Yeah.
4, 6, 8, 9. So that's all 9.
Okay, got it. All right, 9 Defigrates.
And the squad is
gone.
Yeah. But he did get his glorious martyrdom thing off.
I did.
So what squad are you going to put it on?
I think the best squad to put it on is probably the command squad to start with. That way, if he pulls off that pesky logos, I can maybe catch him on similar weapon skill.
Do you have anything else, or is this your turn?
I believe that is my full turn. No charges, just scoring after this.
Yes. So you control all 3 objectives. You also have your hub controlled, so you get 3 points.
Cool.
Actually, you get 4 points because you killed a unit in the first turn.
Got it. So 4 points.
Yes.
Remus does owe me a leadership test.
Yes, he does. Let me do that right now. He's good.
He's okay. Well, I had to try.
All right, we will come back in the Ultramarines turn 1. Okay, so we just came back. So literally my first movement, I rolled dangerous terrain for 2 of my predators, and look at that, double 1s. Both of these 2 predators are now immobilized. Amazing. All right, we're gonna keep going and we'll come back. Okay, so I just finished my movement phase. I picked the hold fast from Logos Lectora, which means my infantry can't move, but they get +1 to their leadership, and they reroll failed hits with their weapons for both my turn and Beto's next turn until the beginning of my next turn. But all of my tanks and dreadnoughts are not affected. So I left these guys here. Unfortunately, because my 2 predators immobilized themselves and basically are stuck here, basically all of my firepower on this side of the table disappeared very quickly. So I'm not gonna leave this lone tactical squad out to dry. So we're gonna take the pot shots we can to plank stuff off, but this table edge is a bit of a goner at this point, I think. The center, I pushed up as hard as I could with all 3 of my dreadnoughts to contest. You know, I haven't decided. I'll probably charge them all as Leviathan, see if I can take it out. And then we'll see what happens there. Obviously, because they can't move, my infantry stayed still. The Locutaris weren't really in aim range to charge anything anyways, so not the end of the world. The snipers didn't want to move. They want to shoot, so that was fine. I moved up my Rhino here because I wanted to get these guys into position to score that objective if they can at some point. Moved up my Proteus, only 6 inches because I want to be able to shoot into his squad there, see if I can plink off some wounds. And then the Rhino here moved the full 14, again, trying to get into position to score if I can in the future. We'll see what happens there. And then Beto reacted by moving his assault squad back, like little cowards, from my dreadnought charge.
What are word bearers if not expert cowards?
Okay, so we're gonna move into the shooting phase. The first thing I'm gonna do is my snap firing predator is gonna shoot into the Skyhunter squad here. He's got the predator cannon, that's 4 shots, and then 2 las cannons. So the 2 las cannons are gonna be the white dice. Needing 6s here. So 1 6 from the predator cannon. It's strength 8, so it will double him out. It's only AP 4, but it's running on a 6. 1 wound, it's a regular save.
I did run last turn, so I do have a shroud, but it's AP4, so first an armor save. So I did fail, but I do have a shroud save, which I pass.
This tank is going to split its fire, so one las cannon into them, and then the Predator cannon and the other las cannon into the Margal.
You got it.
So because this las cannon is shooting at a same unit that they fired at within 6 inches, and because they're now separate units because they're immobilized,
Yes.
It's the one benefit. Now he's hitting on 2s.
You got it.
Hits. 2. So that ignores your save, and but you get your shroud still.
You got it. So just one shroud save for my poor bikes. They're okay on a 6.
Okay. And then the Predator cannon and the one las cannon into the Margal over here.
Yeah, get him.
Hitting on 3s. And then it's...
Hitting on 2s because your other guy shot them? Oh,
no, because he shot them.
Right.
It's only at the same unit.
Got it.
Okay, so the white is going to be wounding on a 2, and the blue is going to be wounding on 3s. So 2 2-ups and 1 invuln on the Margal.
You got it. So the 2 2-ups. He's okay. And his 1 5-up, he's not okay. He does take his first wound.
This last Predator is going to shoot at the Margal as well. Again, 4 Predator cannon shots and 2 las cannon shots. All hit. And Predator cannons wounding on 3s, rending on 6s. So all wound, so 4 2-ups and 2 5-ups.
So let's start with the 2-ups. I'm good on those, just barely. And then 2 5-ups. I'm good on those.
That's how this game is going to go. Okay.
Demon power.
My Predators are disappointing me. Okay, we're jumping over to the other side of the board. The first thing that's going to shoot is my Rhino into his command squad. I think I'm outside of 12, right? So it's just going to be 1 shot.
Let's check. It looks pretty close. Yeah, just outside.
Okay. So hitting on 3, twin linked, wounds. On a 4-up, doesn't do nothing. But because it's within 6 inches of my my Proteus, now he's hitting on 2s, shooting at them.
I will be shrouding this shot.
So that's going to be 4 las cannons hitting on 2s, of course.
Should have shrouded.
And then 1 twin linked. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. So 2 shrouds.
2 shroud saves, which I failed both. So he does kill a few. So 2 guys evaporate.
My Melted Dread is going to shoot into the Leviathan.
Got it. Not going to do anything.
So 2 hits. Both hit. I'm within 12, so I'll be able to reroll. So this is going to be 4s with a reroll. Oops, sorry. Doing the tray. So that's 1 wound so far. So just 1 wound.
Got it. So on the Leviathan, he has a 5-up invulnerable save. He does not save it, so he is down to 6 wounds.
And then I have a grav gun template that I'm just going to put right on top. It's going to hit.
Yeah.
So 1 does nothing. 2 through 5 will be an invuln. A 6 will be an automatic wound. So it's going to be an invuln.
An invuln save for the Leviathan. He takes that one too. He's down to 5.
Now my Leviathan's going to shoot at your Leviathan, starting with the 2 melted guns.
Ooh.
Hit.
Now they're not within 6 for these.
So this need the 4s, double 1s, do nothing. And then he's got the Phosphex.
Yeah. Just want to, we'll say it's right on top and we'll come back for the, if it scatters.
Yeah. It's going to hit directly, and then I'll move it slightly to get some of his
you got it.
Squad. Okay, so we measured it out with the crawling fire. I can get 3 guys in his assault squad, as well as continue to get the Leviathan. So it's poison 3 up.
So who do you want to start with, the Leviathan or the guys?
I'll start with the Leviathan because I was shooting him. So if I pass this, I have to re-roll it because it's a Leviathan. So hits or wounds, but I have to re-roll. So wounds.
Still wounds. So Leviathan, 5-up invulnerable save. Now he takes another one. He's down to 4.
And then 3 wounds on the squad. So that's 1.
1 guy just dies.
So there were a few options here. None of them are super great because he still has 1 shooting reaction left. and his Legion trait essentially allows him to kill one guy and ignore my shooting. So any infantry that I try to shoot at with my snipers, they'll basically do nothing. So I'm gonna have to shoot my snipers at the Marigal here, because he can't do his Legion trait with the Marigal, and it doesn't really have anything he can do with reaction. So I think that's the best move.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that means that he'll still have a reaction left, and I don't want to shoot Telemachus, because if Telemachus shoots at the Leviathan, he's going to return fire and kill him. And I want him to at least try to get into combat before he dies.
Enough. Yeah.
So I think that's the play here. So we got 10 sniper shots into the Marigal right there, and see if we can hopefully at least plink off a couple wounds.
And you have a Tech Marine in the squad, right?
I have the Master Snow, so they're wounding on 2s, and they're also re-rolling misses because of the logos right now. And then re-rolling misses. So all hit.
Youch.
And hoping for some 5s here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5s.
Hey, all right, not bad. So 5 invulnerable saves. I passed 2 of them, but 3 go through, so he's on 5 wounds.
So that is my shooting. We're gonna go into charges. The first thing I'm gonna do is try to charge the Leviathan into his Leviathan.
So I'm scared, so I will be returning fire here.
Do you want to wait until the roll?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. Thank you, FAQs.
A lot of people forget this, but because of the FAQ, you do not have to declare your reaction until after the charge distance is rolled.
So what is the charge distance here? It's looking like
9 inches?
a 9-inch charge.
Okay. I don't have high hopes for this, but we'll see. Maybe we get lucky.
Oh, just shy.
7. Okay. So he'll do a 4-inch move, but first he will try to charge in.
So he gets a +1 too.
Yes.
So he is looking like an 8, but becomes a 7 because of his +1.
Well, if I can get that same roll again, he'll be in.
Oh.
Oh, it says. Oh, it needs an 8.
No,
so
yeah, because it was an 8.
I wanted to charge Telemachus into him, but now I don't think that's such a good idea. So Telemachus is going to try to do a long bomb charge into the assault squad.
Yes, I will hold the line. My thought process is I'm corrupted, so I'm hoping to fail here so I can kill guys that are closer to avoid Telemachus' full.
Well, wait until there's a good chance I'm going to fail this. Sure. Because I think it was an 11-inch, right?
Yeah, with your +1.
We measured it before. It's an 11. Or let's roll it. See what happens.
Yeah, let's see if we even have to come back to it.
6. Yeah. Okay, so these guys are all going to surge forward. Very uneventful. So I will move them up, and then we will come back for Beto's turn too. Okay, so Beto just completed his movement. First, just in terms of scoring, I didn't get any objectives. He's kind of covering the board right now. But I did kill his heavy support squad in the return fire, so I do have 1 point to his 4. And then you have a new target.
For my Marigal, yes, I've selected Telemachus as my target. He's already wounded, and I feel like this is my best chance at trying to hurt this guy. So hopefully I can do some damage on him. It's just 3 wounds, so I'm very confident that I can get something, but we'll see. So my jet bikes who ran last turn, they just moved up here. I need to start shooting at that last bunker of Ultramarines. I hid my Herald back here because I don't want to get shot on the return fire or anything. They all have their Volkites pointed. I probably will take shots over there. This guy did take a dangerous terrain and was totally cool, unlike his predators. My snipers stayed still. The furthest back one is within 3 inches of the objective, so they're kind of my holding point, but I do think that they're going to take a lot of fire, so I also kind of conga lined this Assault Marine squad. I don't know where they want to be right now, but I can't imagine it's somewhere exactly in this thing, so they're just conga lining, and then we'll see what everything goes next turn. My Javelin jumped over here. He didn't have too many targets from his old location, and he still doesn't have a bunch of great targets, so his whole thing is maybe next turn I'll start shooting at something, or maybe eat an Overwatch of some kind, I'm not sure. My Ashen Circle, they ran up. They didn't really have any targets nearby. They're gonna maybe do a long bomb charge of Predators, but nothing, their Flamers aren't gonna do much. The Mortat did disattach, So he's over here. The thought process was that they can't charge the Mortat change fires, so might as well just throw the Mortat at what he can shoot at. He'll probably take some shots at Telemacharis, do his best. My Margals just both moved up to attack their less corrupted brothers. Same thing with my Leviathan. It's truly a Dreadnought off here in the middle. My Assault Marines move slightly. I don't know if I really want them to be in the combat just yet. So I just kind of move them up so that they're scoring. I doubt that I'm going to be able to eat everything here, so I don't think I'm getting the point. But it's just more that if things go crazy and I get the point, that would be nice. And if I need the backup, they can charge something first to deny.
And one did die from the dangerous terrain.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I forgot to mention that. Javelin over here. He moved up. His sole purpose is to probably eat an Overwatch. He's just going to be taking shots at whatever he can. The last thing to move, because this, like Randy's other side, this side of mine has been abandoned. My command squad knows, once again, it's going to be in a tough fight against the suzerain. So they kept a guy within 3 inches ready to rock on the objective, but mostly are abandoning this side altogether to see if they can have better luck over here. And that's my movement. Sweet. So the beginning of my shooting phase, I'm going to start with my favorite snipers. They didn't do that great last turn, but I'm hoping to do better this time. They are going to shoot down at the Locutarus. I could have shot the snipers, but I have a feeling that those Locutarus are actually the thing that's going to really hurt me in the future, so probably best to take shots over at them. And
I decided to use my Ultramarines advanced reaction to return fire with the snipers. You can actually return fire with both units, but Locutarus are out of range. They have 12-inch bolt pistols, so it's just going to be the snipers shooting back.
So 10 shots. They're hitting on 2s because they have a Tech Marine. All right, so there's some 1s again. And then now we're looking for 2s, or 3s, sorry, and really fishing for the 5s.
So 3 5s.
So 3 5s.
And 2 3, or 3 3s.
And 3 3s. So from my angle, I don't really think I can see the Apothecary. So my better choice is probably, well, I guess there's a champion in that squad, right?
Yeah.
And they all have 2-ups, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so then let's try to hurt the champion, I think.
So he has 2 wounds, so I'll do them 2 at a time. So 5 ups, he saves them both. And then the third one, he takes it, but then I have the feeling of pain, so he's good.
Ugh. And so then just 3 saves regular.
All on him?
There's no reason not to.
Okay. So 2 at a time in case I get double 1s. There's a 1. Feel no pain. It's good. And then the last one is good. Okay.
Total waste.
And then because they are in range of an objective and Remus Ventana's warlord trait, they automatically pass the pinning test.
Oh, yeah.
And then now I return fire. I have my 10 guys. My Logos is still active, so even though the Cognoscitum doesn't give me the BS, I will reroll misses. So hitting on 3s with a reroll. So that's 4 misses. So I'll hit.
Ooh.
And then 3s and 5s, just like him. Okay, so that is, pretty good. So that's 4 Rens and 2.
How do you want to start?
So I guess I'll start, let's do 1 on your Tech Marine.
Got it. So Tech Marine has a 4-up cover save because he gets the benefits of the scouts. Nope, he's gone.
Okay, so that's 1. The second one I'll do on your Sergeant.
On to my Sergeant. He's okay.
Next one on your Sergeant.
Next one on my Sergeant. He dies.
And then is there anything else in that squad that's special?
There would be an Augury Scanner.
You have an Augury Scanner?
Well, because I didn't know it was going to be night fighting.
I guess the Augury Scanner doesn't really matter. Okay, so just do one more rend on whoever.
Got it. So rend on whoever, he dies, and then...
So 2 regulars.
So just 2 more regulars. So another guy dies.
Yeah.
So you killed the Sergeant, the Tech Marine, and 1 guy. Now, I have a pinning test. I am within 6 inches of my banner, so I will be testing on 10. I'm okay.
Hey, double 1. So next, so I only have that 1 reaction, so now he can fire at will.
Yeah, so now I think the Volkites are going to
The bikes are going to shoot at who?
I think the best shot is probably into the scouts.
Okay, so we are going to come back to you when he does those rolls, because it's Volkite, it's a lot. The Volkites did 15 wounds to the scout squad. The Master of Signals is hidden too well, so I can't tank anything on him. It's just going to be 15 3-up saves onto the scouts. So that's 1, 2, 4 dead. And then that's 4 deflagrates.
So 4 deflagrate wounds for 4 more.
So 5 dead total. Which they would have to take a morale, but again, they're on the objective, so they are automatically passing their save. So just 5 dead.
All right, so for my next shot, I'm going to shoot my my lonely Moritat who disattached from the rest of the Ashen Circle. He's going to go after the Telemachus. He's got the Warp Fire Plasma, so it's only a Strength 6 plasma pistol, but it does not get hot. And if he was shooting something that could pin, it could do pinning, but not in this case. So he's hitting on 2s. And not worried about the 1s because it's a Warp Fire. So it looks like all but 1 hit. And now I need 5s to wound because he's toughness 7, but those would be breaching. Okay, so not
4.
Great, but still pretty good.
I mean, it's enough to kill him, which his rolls have not been the best. So I need to save at least 2 of these, otherwise he's dead, and that's another victim for your glorious martyrdom.
Yes.
Save 2, he's down to 1 wound.
He's got a wound on him.
I just want him to make it into close combat. Is that too much to ask?
All right, let's see. Well, because he lived, unfortunately, I have to, I think, throw stupid bolt pistols. I doubt this will be the ending wound, but looks like 2 guys can't see or can't reach. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bolt pistols. Gonna try to take a pot shot. Maybe I can do a wound on him. So 11 shots, hitting on 3s, and now they're looking for 6s. Could have used that roll a lot this time. And 1 more. Just 1 armor save.
Uh-oh. With my rolls, this game
could
so
be
far.
it. Oh, the drama.
He's good.
On a 6 too. All right, I think I might as well use the bolters on my Margal.
And he only has BS 3, right?
Yeah, so he's hitting on 5 or on 4s. Yeah, at night fighting, this can be even worse. So he's got 1 in each of his fists. Unlike a bolter, there's only a single shot. It is not twin linked. So
they're not really shooty dreadnoughts.
Yeah,
so.
That's why I think it's so funny that they come stock with a plasma cannon from Forge World. I'm like, who would? What, you want to miss? Okay, so my little javelin. He would love to shoot Telemachus, but I'm pretty sure the Margal's got this in combat, so he is going to shoot at the Leviathan. He is within armor bane, so his 1 little multi-melta will be re-rolling wounds, but the green one will be the multi-melta, and the 2 whites will be the last cannons. So the multi-melta and 1 last cannon hit. The last cannon needs a 3, and the multi-melta needs a 4, but re-rolling. Okay, so just 1 invulnerable save on the Leviathan. Oh!
So that was this guy right here whose last cannons are conspicuously missing.
You forgot him. Okay, I think my Leviathan's probably going to go next. He's looking down the barrel at his own brother. He doesn't like it. He doesn't want anything to do with him. Okay, so he has 5 attacks. So he's going to do the Cyclonic Melta Lance. I'm going to combine his regular Melta Gun because
it's the same. At this range, it's the same.
Yeah, so hitting on 2s. So all hits, and then
4s with a reroll.
Yes.
Nice.
So 2 misses. So with the reroll, looks like 4 invulnerable saves for the Leviathan. Maybe I can get him down to my wounds.
Yep, he's down to 3.
All right. Looks like it's a fair fight.
I mean, I think they're both going to die.
So I'll fire the Phosphex. The goal here is maybe I can clip that Telemachus and do some damage onto him. We'll see. So I'll drop the I'll do the scatter right now, and if it's crazy, we'll just come back for it. It's a direct hit.
The Phosphex hit, and then I'm assuming you're going to crawling fire.
Yeah, just to get both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Telemachus, I need a 3, but re-rolling. So on a 3, so Telemachus, I need to re-roll because he's a dreadnought. He's still wounded. I may have made a misplay, though, because if I kill him, then my Margal is not charging anything.
Yeah, but if he's dead, he doesn't really need
I mean, I'm happy to kill him.
He's dead!
How far does Telemachus blow up?
1 inch. So he doesn't. He hits the. He basically hits the one.
You get my Margal, yeah. He does wound him. Let's see it. Oh! In his last dying breath, he takes a wound off of my guy.
So his one contribution to the game is to take a wound off of the Margal.
Hey, you know what?
Explosion.
With 8 wounds, every wound is useful. Sweet. So I just killed Telemachus, so that means I get a dark channeling point on something in my army. I debated giving it to the command squad to making them weapon skill 7, but I'm pretty sure I can't stop them. They have so many Thunderhammers that they're going to just eat me. And I'd rather my Leviathan have a better shot of living here, so I'm going to give it onto the Leviathan. Just bumping him up so when he charges your Leviathan, he's got a little bit of a leg up. So then my last probable shooting of the turn is going to be this Javelin is going to take shots into your Contemptor.
Okay.
So, same thing as before. The white ones over here will be last cannons, and the green one will be the multi-melta. So, one miss with the last cannon, one hit with the multi-melta. So the multi-melta needs a 3, and the last cannon needs a 2, but the multi-melta, the green one, can reroll. Okay, so they both go through. So 2 invulnerable saves.
Makes one of them.
All right.
Down to 5.
And I might as well just shoot my Margal's 2 little wimpy bolters into him as well. Hitting you on 4s. Hey, 2 hits. Now looking for 6s. Hey, armor save. Okay. Oh, you know what? Too good to ask. I think that will probably be all my shooting. I may have a bolt pistol. I got 2 bolt pistols from this squad. I might as well use them. So 2 bolt pistols from the command squad. They're hitting on 3s. So 1 miss, and now they're wounding on 6s. No. So that's all my shooting. So just some charges coming up next.
Okay, so let's start here. So you're trying to charge this Predator, which is by himself now because they're both immobilized, with your...
Yes, my Ashen Circle. They got Melta Bombs. They want to do something in this game. They're going to charge that Predator if they can. It's a 10-inch charge natively, but it's an 8-inch charge after the jump pack extra movement. So they get a 9. They're coming in. Unfortunately, I can only really kill this one Predator, but that's still okay.
So Leviathan is charging into my Leviathan. We're going to have a Leviathan matchup.
Yeah. I can't fail. Even that's as close as you could fail, but the last matchup will probably be... I thought about charging my my Javelin into the Dreadnought first to eat the Overwatch, so I'll probably do that so I can at least eat some of the Melta, but the real thing that I'm trying to do is the Margal charging.
Yes.
So do you want to shoot the Javelin?
Well, do your roll first. I mean, I don't think you can miss, but...
So the Javelin rolls a 7.
So I will Overwatch the Javelin.
Got it.
So I have 2 Melta shots. Both hit. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. He's down at 2.
And then I'm going to do the Grav. So I'm going to basically put in the Grav as close to the edge as possible so I can also clip the edge of the Margal. It's a hit.
Direct hit. So go ahead and see the damage on the Margal.
So yeah. So Margal, it's a invuln.
An invuln save on the Margal. He does take it. He's down to 6 wounds.
And then it's a strength test on the Javelin.
All right, so he's strength 4.
I think he passed. I think it has to be over your strength.
Okay, so then he's okay.
He passes that. But
so
really, it was for the Margal.
Yeah.
So
the Margal still needs to roll his charges since I also don't think he can fit. Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely in.
So we'll move everything in and we'll come back with the combats in a second.
Yes.
All right, so one guy got into base to base. So let me do the Hammer Wrath before we get started with anything. I never get to use this Hammer Wrath at +1 strength, so let's have some fun. No. So now, these are my attacks into him.
So instead, he's choosing not to use his Melta Bombs because he didn't want to blow himself up. So instead, he's using his Power Rakes.
Yeah.
So he can just destroy it.
They're +1 strength. I'm hitting on 2s. I just need 2 5s to go through to kill it. I think...
And it only has 2 full points left. I think it's inevitable.
Not trying to hurt myself in this. Okay, so hitting on 2s. Let's pull out some 1s. Now I need 5s. I just need 2 of 5s to kill it because I am +1 strength. I'm hitting the rear. But just for the added insurance policy, let's roll them all to make sure. Okay, he's gone. Yeah.
So this Predator is now a wreck. And then we'll come back for the Dreadnought battle.
Okay, it's
so
time
we're
for
doing
Leviathan.
the Leviathan battle.
Yeah, here we go. So Why don't you do us the honors first? We're both striking at the same time. I am weapon skill 5 though, or weapon skill 6 though, so now you are hitting me on 5s, but you do have one more attack on me.
Well, we should have the same number of attacks now because you're charging.
Oh, right. You're totally...
So they have 4 base?
4 base, 5 for you because you have the 2 weapons.
So we each have 5 attacks. So because of the glorious martyrdom, he has weapon skill 6 right now, so I need 5s to hit. So I get 1 hit.
All right, that
is not enough to kill him.
Not enough to kill him.
And then to wound, so that's 1 brutal 3.
All right, I'll roll my 3 saves right now. He takes 2 wounds.
Down to 2 wounds.
He's down to 2. And now my attack's back, hitting you on 3s. All right, that's pretty good.
Oof.
3 hits. Now I need those 2s to wound you. All right, that's only 6 saves.
Only 6. He only has 3 wounds left. He's, I think, not long for this world. He's dead.
How far does he blow up?
4 inches.
All right.
All right, so the explosion basically clips all of the dreadnoughts, the javelin, and 1 of the assault troopers.
Yeah,
So
ouch.
the Marigal that's on the edge over here wounds.
He is wounded. Let's take a save on him. He's okay.
The 1 jump marine.
He is wounded. Ooh, he dies. And, importantly, I do believe that probably puts me out of the range 3 because I was very conservative about how I moved.
The other Leviathan that killed him, he does not wound. The javelin, he wounds.
Save on the javelin. He's okay.
And then the second Marigal, he wounds.
All right, save on Marigal. He's okay. Now save on your dreadnought. No.
No,
You need
yeah.
3.
We will move on to the Marigal matchup. So because of my Grav template, the Marigal charging through difficult terrain means that he is striking at initiative 1. So my javelin, or his javelin and my dreadnought are both striking at initiative 4 still. Mm-hmm. So if I get very lucky, which has not been my roles in this game,
It's possible.
I can possibly take out the Marigal, but probably not.
So into my Marigal, right? You don't want to kill the javelin?
3 attacks.
Hitting on 5s.
2 hits.
Ooh.
1 wound is not enough to
right.
kill him.
3 wounds onto the Marigal. He takes all 3 though, or he takes all 3, so he is on 3 wounds. Ouch. Okay, he has 3 attacks base, a 4th one for charging. Oh, and he has a 5th one for 2 weapons. Okay.
Hitting on 3s for weapon skill 6.
Okay.
So 3 hits.
And then, okay, so these are wounding. I'm strength 9. I'm wounding you on 2s. They are only brutal 2. However, on 5s and 6s, it's murder strike brutal 2. All right, so it's 2 regular and then 2 murderous strike.
Okay. So 2 regulars. Takes them both, so he's down to 3. And then the murderer strikes. So each one of these that fails is D3 wounds. So he's dead. Doesn't even matter.
How far does he blow up?
5 inches.
5 inches, all right.
So the Marigal, he wounds.
Yes, so Marigal save. He takes a wound, he's on 2.
The javelin takes a wound.
The javelin also saves, he's on 1.
But didn't he take 1 from before?
Yeah, he took 2 from before.
So shouldn't he be dead?
No, so he took 2
No,
from
didn't he
the-
take 1 from the blast before? Or
No, he passed his strength check,
okay.
yeah. So he's
got 1 wound
yeah.
left, and then the Leviathan does not wound. That's your turn, right?
I gotta consolidate, and then I gotta count my victory
So he'll
points.
consolidate, and I think you get... Are you on the middle objective?
Yeah, so I spoke too soon. I do think that I am within the 3 here to get the objective, so I will be scoring all 3
So he
objectives.
gets 3 additional points, bringing up to 7. So I really got to up my game in this next turn.
And to add insult to injury, I have to do it will not die on my Marigals.
Yes.
So on the one over here with 4 wounds, he doesn't get one back. But on the one I really want to get the wound back, he also doesn't get back. That's okay.
So he's going to consolidate, and then we will come back with my turn 2. Start of Ultramarines Turn 2. Kind of feels like I'm getting my butt kicked, but we're going to soldier on just like they did on Calf. I picked Retribution Strike for the logos for this turn. So all my infantry have +1 to their weapon skill and +1 to their charge rolls, but -1 to their ballistic skill for the turn. I need to just get on some objectives. There's still a lot of scary stuff over here, but I kind of don't have a choice. So I moved up and disembarked with my tacticals over here to contest this objective, see if I can kill these guys. These guys are immobilized, they can't do anything. The Locutaurus jumped up here. A lot of these dreadnoughts only have a couple wounds left, so we're gonna see what happens and kind of go from there. I still have my 5 snipers with the Master Signals sitting here. They might see if they can plank some more wounds off of something. The Rhino just kind of scooted out of the way here. I have a feeling he's gonna be a target for the Javelins next turn, and if he explodes, I'd rather not have him killing my Locutaurus and potentially pinning them. Finally, over here on this flank, to have a little bit of a switcheroo inside of the Proteus. So the Proteus has moved up, the Suzerain have jumped out, and like the cowards they are, the word bearers have run away from them. But Ventanus was a little bit on his lonesome over here, so he's jumped into the Proteus so he can't get sniped out by a las cannon. And then the final tactical squad has hopped out of their Rhino here and hopped onto the objective. That's all my movement. We're gonna go on to the shooting and see what happens. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is shoot with my Predators. They have to fire at the same target, except for this one sponson, which is gonna, because it can't see, this one sponson here is gonna shoot at this squadron, which I can only see these 2 here. And then they're both gonna shoot everything else into the Leviathan, try to take out those last 2 wounds.
So starting with the
so
javelins?
starting with the 1 las cannon into them, doesn't do anything. Then we have 3 las cannons into the Leviathan, 2 hit.
That's enough.
Looking for 3s, 2 wounds.
Ooh, okay, so 2 invulnerables, or he's dead.
He's dead. How far does he explode?
Come on, big blow explosion.
1 inch.
1 inch. I don't think that's gonna hit anything.
I might hit that like 1 guy who's like right at like an inch.
So I'll wound your 1 guy. It does wound him.
He's good.
Okay.
Next, this Rhino is going to shoot into them.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
So 2 shots, twin linked. Both hit. Both wound.
All right, so 2 2-ups, or sorry, 2 3-ups. They're okay.
Now this squad is gonna shoot at them. So it's 20 shots. They're on rapid fire range. They're hitting on 3s again because they're within 6 inches of the Rhino. And they can only hit these 3 guys because those are who they can see. Just do this in batches. So that's 4 hits so far. 2 more. A little bit better. And then 4s to wound. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds.
5 wounds. Okay, so I will start by taking him on my Herald. He has the Artificer. He has to be the first one to die. Oh, 1 wound. All right, can he keep it going? He is alive with 1 wound.
Oof. Moving on over here, I think the smart play is for my snipers to try to take out this Margal.
Smart.
So I have 5 shots, hitting on 3s. It would be 4s, but the Master of Signals brings it back down to 3. 2 hits, not great. Nothing. We're gonna move on over to here.
Here we go.
So I'll start with the Rhino shooting at them. I know I'm making my charge longer, but
You need it at this point. You need to kill them.
I gotta do some damage because I feel like I have been failing. So 1 shot, hits, 1 wound.
All right, 1 2-up. Now he's okay.
So he has 2 las cannon shots he's gonna shoot into the Margal.
Yeah.
And 3 he was gonna shoot into them. He's declared glorious martyrdom, so he's only killed 1 guy there. And then I have my 2 las cannons into the Margal. 1 hits. 1 wound.
1.
Not enough to kill him.
5-up. He's okay.
So bolters now into them. They're within 6 inches. So they're hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound.
All right, 1 2-up. I was hoping for worse. I'm trying to get guys to die to make the charge further.
Okay, so not the best shooting phase. I do have the combi bolter on here. I'll shoot at the Margal.
Yeah.
Both hit. 1 wound.
Hey.
No.
All right, he's okay.
Okay. So I think we will come back with the assault phase. I have 2 charges to make. The first is the Locutaurus into this 2 wound Margal. Try to kill him. I mean, it's an auto in, but 3 inches.
Just barely auto in.
So they basically
You're going to surround me.
surround him. And then the next charge is the Suzerain.
I will hold the line here. I guess I get to see the charge first, but
So because of the Logos Lectura, they get a bonus to their charge of +1. And you said it's a 9-inch charge?
it's a 9 charge, but you get the 1, so 8.
So I need to roll an 8 here.
Oh! And I still will hold the line because, well, I don't even know why, but I guess I did.
Okay, so we will surge in and then we'll come back. So since the Suzerain whiffed their charge, we're only doing the Margal versus the Locutaurus. The Suzerain have inched forward 4 inches. So over here, the Margal is initiative 5, as is my champion. He obviously can't issue a challenge, so they're just gonna do their attacks at the same time. So the Margal gets a lot of attacks.
Yeah, so he gets 3 base, 4 for the 2 weapons, and then because he's outnumbered, he gets 2 more from Rampage.
So they are the same weapon skill this turn, +1 weapon skill, so everybody's weapon skill 6, except for the Apothecary.
All right, so hitting you on 4s.
Oof.
All right. I like that roll. All right, now I'm looking for 2s to kill. So 5 dead.
All right. And then my guy hits 3 times. And then he's basically fishing for the 6s with the Paragon Blade. Does nothing.
So let's add up how many attacks he got and come back.
So despite the Margal absolutely crunching through them, the Locutaurus hit back with a lot of attacks. Because the Margal was shot by another unit, the Locutaurus have a special rule where they get +1 to their hit roll, so they're hitting on 3s. So they got a lot of hits, and then they got 7 wounds through. And their swords are rending on a 5-up, so all of their wounds are rending. So he only has 2 wounds left.
All right, I don't think he can do it, but let the demon powers help me. Ooh, that was a great roll, but not good enough.
So how far does he explode?
He explodes D6 plus 6 inches, so this is going to be a big one. 9 inches.
Okay. It's going to hurt.
All right.
Oh, you could kill your javelin here.
Yeah, he's on 1 wound, and you definitely get him. So it looks like you're probably going to get both these guys.
Do you get my...
I think so.
So you get 4.
And then you definitely get this javelin as well.
Okay.
And this rhino.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a big explosion.
What's the strength of his explosion?
It's a full strength 8.
So strength, it's not more though.
No.
Okay. So here, I'll start. The javelin on 1 wound.
Uh-oh.
He's dead.
Dang it.
Bye-bye, javelin.
All right, what's next?
They call that the 2-for-1 special.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do your second Margal. Doesn't do anything.
And then my javelin.
Your other javelin. Wounds.
Yeah. He's okay.
He's good. And then you do attacks on me. So I have 7 guys there.
7 guys, okay. 2 ups. Looks like 6 of them go through. Come on, I need some 1s here.
All good? Do you want to do the rhino?
Yeah. So your rhino.
Front armor 11.
So
it's a pen. What does it do?
4 stunned.
4, so can't move or shoot. And I'll see if the guys inside are
Pseudo-pinned.
Pseudo-pinned. They're good.
Yeah.
And then I think you have 5 guys in my sniper squad.
All right, 5 on the snipers. This one's good. Oh, 2 1s. Only 3 wounds go through for the snipers.
Okay. 1 guy eats it.
All right, I'll take any sniper I can get.
Okay, so I will consolidate. So basically, I'm now contesting the 2 middle objectives, and I'm scoring the one on the edge there. So that puts me up to a whole 2 points. So who are you going to choose for Glorious Martyrdom for the next turn?
I don't know. This is a tough one, but I think I'm going to pick this tactical squad.
Okay. So the tactical squad is now the new target, and we will come back once Beto completes his movement phase.
Sweet, so we're back for turn 3. I just finished my movement. The jet bikes, essentially I've just been shuffling around this area this whole time, but I'm scared of that last cannon stopping me from scoring, so I put more on there just in case. He reacted, and his tactical Marines moved back into the Rhino. Very smart play. I did select them as my Glorious Martyrdom tokens, so I definitely will be taking apparels probably at the end of the turn. My Javelin jumped over there. I think I gotta try to blow it up. My Assault Marine scooted back because I'm a word bearer and naturally a coward. I don't want anything to do with what's going on over here, and I'm happy controlling my objectives. Over here, my Assault Marines, same thing, cowardly Assault Marines, jumped over here, furthest from the 3 within the scoring range, but trying to stay their distance from the blue horde over there. My Marigal just moved up. He made a second movement reaction and moved his Logotaris just a little further back. So my Ashen Circle, my Moritat, and my command squad all jumped in. They want that squad dead. Gotta shoot them down. And I did roll the 2 dangerous terrain tests for both the guys up there and the one for the for this jet bike, and they're both okay. Next up is the shooting.
First shooting is your snipers, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna start off with the snipers. They're gonna take pot shots into your snipers, a classic sniper versus sniper battle.
I think I'm gonna return fire. I don't have too many options left at this point, so we'll just see who hurts who worse.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm hitting on 3s because last turn you nuked my tech marine. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what?
Roll.
I'll take it.
How many is that? All but one?
All but one, so it should be 7. And now I'm looking for 3s and 5s. Okay, not bad. So I'll start with the rending. I'll put both of them on the sergeant, I guess, because there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
And I can't see the master signals.
Sarge. He dies. Mm-hmm. And then next rending just on whoever.
Yeah, just whoever at that point.
Is good. And then how many? What else? There?
Just 3 regular saves now.
Okay. So the sergeant and one other guy go down.
Got it. And they don't need to take a morale test because they're...
Yes, they're still on the objective. No morale or penning.
Yes, evil.
And then I have my 5 shots. Mm-hmm. Hitting on 3s. Or hitting on 4s, actually.
Oh, right,
because it's still...
Logos.
So, still the Logos. So 3 hits. And 2 wounds, and I think your squad's all just the same now, so just...
Yeah, so just 2 saves. 1 dies, 1 lives.
And then that'll be a pinning for you.
It is a pinning.
You're good.
I am good with a 7. The Moritat, he's looking down the Logotaris, and he's going to take his 12 shots in. He's hitting on 2s. The warp fire does not get hot, so no need to stop on the chain fire. Ooh, but that is quite a few 1s. It's strength 6 because it's a reduced strength on the warp fire plasma version. It's still wounding on 2s, but I'm really looking for those 4s. So we have 5 breaching and 2 regular.
Guess I'll try to plank some breaches on my champion.
You got it. So first breach on him.
He takes a wound. Okay, that's not a good plan. I guess I'll do the next one on my sergeant.
You got it.
He takes a wound.
Takes a wound.
And then I'll just put the rest on the squad. So 1 more guy goes down, to just go straight through, and then another guy takes a wound.
And then 2 regular saves.
Yes. And then 2 2-ups.
And then you owe me a pinning test because warp fire is a pinning weapon. At -1 because there's a fear unit nearby.
They're good.
Yeah.
You sound so disappointed.
Bummer.
Ashen Circle did 24 wounds to Logotaris, who I think are not long for this world, and 2 wounds to the recons. So we're going to do the recons real fast. 1 more guy goes down, and then 24 2-ups. We're just going to do these. So that's 1 guy dead. Those are all good.
Pretty good.
Those are all good.
Stop it.
So 2 wounds.
Yeah.
So the guy who was on 1 wound dies, and then 1 guy goes down to 1 wound.
And you owe me a pinning test on that squad.
They are good. So moving on, you're doing the javelin next, right?
Yeah, so this javelin, no last cannons. He's coming in at this lonely rhino. All right, the white one will be the multi-melta. All right, so hits there. I do believe I'm within 12.
Yeah,
for the,
you probably are.
So I'll start with the melta.
That's a definite pen.
And the last cannon is also a pen.
Okay, so I have 2 cover saves.
Yeah, you got 6 up. Do the melta first, because it's technically
right.
one. Yeah.
So here's the melta. No, and here's for the last. No. So
All
let's
right.
go through.
So the melta gun, this is AP1. It becomes a 3.
Okay,
and the
so
last
it's
cannon
shaken.
goes a
4
5.
becomes 5, so weapons destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
So the gun is gone. He's down to 1 whole point. And then I'll roll to see if they are snap firing. They're good.
Okay. I think my next round of firing, these 25 shots from the Volkai are going to take out those last 2 scouts.
No!
Yeah, I think they're done, but if they can live through this, then they get the award of greatest unit on Calth. All right, so that's going to be 25 shots into the scouts. Okay, 15 armor saves. I think you can make it.
I'll just do 5 at a time.
You got it.
Nope, they're dead.
Okay, so 2 devigrates onto the Master
Yeah.
Signal, who I cannot see. Looking for 2s on him. 2 wounds on the Master Signals. Give me a double 1 here, just to add insult to injury.
Just for you. No.
Oh, close. That's the end of my shooting. Yeah, I just have charges at this point. Oh, first, the Locutaris. Do they owe me a morale test for losing?
Oh, maybe they do.
At -1.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. And they do 3d6.
5, 8, 9. I think they're off the board.
I think that's gone.
They are gone. Man, the Ultras cannot catch a break today.
Youch. Yeah, that's a tough one.
All right, well, I think you don't have any other charges, do you?
I guess that command squad can blow up the Rhino. Why not?
Yeah. All right, so we will come back with the command squad charging the Rhino.
So I don't have that many charges now. I'll start with my Marigal into the Predator. It's a 10-inch charge with a +1, so it's a 9-inch charge for me. I got nothing else to charge, so I might as well take it. No, on a 6, he does not make it in.
So he surges forward 3.
Yeah, and then my command squad might as well kill this Rhino. They get a 6, they're coming in. So to start, I'm just going to do the 2 guys that got into base-to-base contact. The building was a little weird, so I only managed to get 2 hammer rats. Strength 5, though, because I have been booned. So I don't know, 5 or 6? No. Okay, I'm going to start with the... At this point, every single person in the squad is unwieldy. So I'm going to start with the Praetor because I think I'm going to blow it up. And if not, we'll go on to the fists. And if that doesn't blow it up, then we'll go on to the axes. Okay, so looking for 2s to hit with the Praetor. He is mastercrafted. Not that he needed it. And now I'm looking for... I'm
2s.
strength 9, so I'm actually
So,
looking for 1s.
so it's auto-glancing on 1. So
All right, so it's
all
5
pen.
pen.
Do you blow it up?
I do not blow it up with him, so now I have to go to the fists to see if I blow it up with him. Okay, so these are all the fists, looking for hitting on 2s. So same thing as before, they're strength 9 because they've been booned. Okay, so that's 1 glancing. And
Well, the glance doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
just to see if it explodes. It does.
And
There you
this
go.
one finally blows it
How
up.
far?
And how far? It blows up 4 inches, so that's going to be my entire squad.
Yeah, and mine. So I've got 10 guys in my squad.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. Looks like 3 are not wounded. It's a 7 or 4. You're right. So 6 saves.
Okay, 6 3-ups. Ooh, so I take 3. 3 guys go down.
All right, and
And
that's
then
a
how many are
pinning
left
test.
in your squad? 7.
7.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'll be 5.
5. All right, that's not good. I'm okay though.
Okay. So pinning test for me. I'll use the Master of Signals.
Leadership. You are
Leadership.
still at -1 though because I am scary.
So they're
You're
good.
good.
That is Beto's turn. He can't consolidate because he attacked vehicle. So we will come back with my turn 3. The game's looking like it's pretty much lost, but we're gonna go for my turn, see how much hurt we can put on them for 1 more turn, and then we're probably gonna call it after that. So we'll be back in a bit. Okay, start of Ultramarines turn 3. I finished my movement phase. My tacticals popped out of here. They're gonna give it one last shot to try to kill some of these guys. Maybe if they get very, very lucky, they'll run away, but I doubt it. The immobilized predators are still immobilized. So I moved the Proteus over here. Ventanas came out to control this, so I can still continue to score the shield generators. And the Master Signals came over to join him. So in case they get shot at by the Javelin, I can at least kill the Master Signals before Ventanas goes down. But really, all I want to do now is just try to kill this command squad. This is basically my like one last hurrah. So I actually ran with my tactical squad to surround them so they couldn't fall back away from my suzerain, because I know that's what he was going to do. So we're going to start the shooting phase. I'll start with the predators. Again, this last cannon is going to go into these guys here. See if I can
Plank a guy off.
Plank a guy. Hits. Doesn't do anything. Next, the Rhino will shoot at them. It's 2 shots. Twin linked. 1 hit. No wounds. And then they're gonna rapid fire into them.
I will return fire.
Alrighty. Oh, and for this turn, I have chosen regroup for the Logos Lectura, which is basically the reset. It essentially means that I automatically regroup when falling back. So now they are hitting on 2s. And then 4s to wound. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 wounds.
9 wounds, okay.
You gonna tank him on the Heralds?
I'm gonna tank him on my Artificer on the Sergeant.
Sergeant, okay.
So there's 9 you said, right?
Yes.
All right, so I can only do 4 of them on that Sergeant. So first one, good. Second one, good. Third one, good. And last one, he does take a wound. All right, and so then I owe you 5 from the regular squad. All right, the regular squad's okay.
Okay.
Now I will return fire.
Ineffectual. Here we go. Okay, he's just returned fire with the Volkites. It was 13 Volkite wounds and 2 heavy bolter wounds. So I'll start with the Volkite. I'll start with my Artificer armor. So 1, he's dead. Awesome. So that's 1 Deflagrate.
Yes.
And then 2, 1, 2, 3. 4 more guys died. So that's going to be 5 Deflagrates, and then 1 more is dead from the heavy bolter.
5 Deflagrates. 4 of them go through.
Okay. So that's 1 more.
So 6 total.
So that's going to be 6 total. And then we'll return from my next shooting. Forgot earlier, so he hit 1 lance cannon to them, which did nothing. But all the rest of these shots are going into the Marigal. He did annoyingly get a wound back from it will not die because they have too many amazing rules. But we will do 3 las cannons. 2 hits. 2 wounds from the las cannons.
2 5-ups. Let me take some bows. He's down to 3.
And then 8 predator shots. So these are strength 8, so looking for 3s, but really 6s for the rend. So 3 wounds, no rends.
All right. So 3 armor saves. He takes another wound.
Okay.
So he's on 2 wounds remaining.
And then my Proteus is gonna take all of his shots into the Marigal, try to see if we can take him down finally. 4 regular las cannon shots, hitting on 3s. All hit, and then 1 twin linked.
Twin linked.
Which also hits.
Uh-oh.
And then 2s. So that's 5 wounds. So he only has 2 saves left. We might finally take this fucker out.
Oh, just barely.
Oh my god. All right, how far does he explode?
All right, it's D6 plus 6. Ooh, 11.
inches.
That's going to hit a lot of my army.
Good riddance.
So it's going to be the entire Ashen Circle. This Predator
It's going to miss them, but it's going to get 5 of my guys and 4 of your squad.
And then over here, it's going to get everyone except for 3 of them.
I'll do your Moritat first.
Yeah.
Wounds him.
All right, 2 up. He's okay.
How many in this squad?
There was just 3 that weren't hit. So that's 3, 6, 9 that you can hit.
So that's all 9.
Ooh, okay. I will start with my sergeant because he is within the range of the ones that are blowing up. So 4 on him. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so then I owe you 5 just regular guys. Ooh, 2 go down.
And then how many Ashen Circle?
There is the full squad, so I
there's
believe
10?
that's 10.
So that's 9.
Ooh. All right, so once again, tanking it on Sergeant what he can. 1 at a time. 1, 2, he's dead.
They only have 1 wound?
They only got 1 wound. Well, even if they didn't, you double them out with the... So you got 9, right? So I just did 3. So,
yeah, so
I owe
6
you
more.
6 more. Ooh, so 2 more, so 3 altogether.
There were 4 from your command squad. So only 2.
Hey, I like that. 2 saves from my command squad. Oh, a guy goes down.
I think I know who you're going to take.
No, it has to be within the blast radius, so I would have taken that. But...
And then there's 4 of my guys that were in range from the tactical squad.
So 4 from yours.
So it's 3.
Sorry, I didn't do it in the bucket. Yeah, 3 saves.
So good.
They're fine.
And then there was 1 on the tank, right?
Yes.
So you need a 5 to glance it.
There you
That's
go.
a glance. Okay. He's got 1 wound left, or 1 whole point left. All right. That was like the most effective I've been all game. I don't have any other shooting. So we're going to go straight into the suzerain charging here. I think I need a 3.
I will hold the line. I'm okay. So 3, let's see that double 1. Just end it up. Okay. Oh.
6 inches. All right, so I will pile in and then we'll come back for the rolls. Okay, the suzerain have moved in. I have 5 guys with legatine axes. So these guys are at initiative. It's regular strength, but it is AP2. Because his squad is buffed up, they're all now weapon skill 6, so I'm only hitting on 5s. So I have 20 attacks with the legatine axes. He did hold the line, so I'm not getting my buffs for the charge. So we gotta make these ones count. And then, not too bad.
Yeah, I feel like that's as good as you could ask for.
And then I got a few more.
So 6 hits total?
6 hits from the axes. Looking for 4s to wound. So 3 wounds.
Cool, I will take 2 of them on my Praetor because I'm pretty sure I'm dead. So I might as well. All right, he takes 2 wounds, he's on 1.
And then you putting the other ones on.
I'm putting 1 wound on some random
Okay.
guy.
And then I do have 3 apothecary attacks.
Right.
It's got a chain sword, but you know, could do something. It was 1 wound.
1 hit.
Or 1 hit and 1
Hey,
wound.
wounds, just a 2 up. All right, I'm okay.
Okay, so now we go into unwieldy.
Let me do mine. You're about to crush me. So let me just do all mine. Here I have 3 guys with power axes. They all get 2 attacks each, and they have an extra for the being 2 weapons. They're hitting you on 3s. And now they're wounding you on 2s now because I'm...
Yeah, strike 6, right?
Yeah. So that's 6 invulnerable saves.
Okay. And then I still have my apothecary, so 4 ups. Nice. And then 2 5-up on the pains. So I will put 1 on to suzerain.
All right, I got 6 power fists hitting you on 3s. All right, and now I'm wounding you on 2s. Ooh, just 2.
Okay. So I will kill the 2 guys who were just on 1 wound.
Yeah. Finally, my Praetor. He has 4 attacks. He has Master Crafted. He needs it. All right.
2s again.
And 2s again. Ooh.
Okay.
So 1 brutal 2.
So, all right. So 3 guys go down. And then I have 15 attacks with Thunderhammers. Needing 5s here.
Oh, that's not a bad roll. That's definitely enough to kill me.
Okay. And then now needing 2s. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brutal 2s.
6 brutal 2s. So I think that's the entire squad. But let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, so there's 2 invulnerable saves that need to go on the Praetor.
Yeah, see if he passes them.
Easy. Oh, just barely.
Okay, so the suzerain wiped that squad. We will consolidate. I don't think it's worth doing another turn. We'll do a quick tally and then we'll come back to you. Okay, so we decided to call it at the end of turn 3. I think the point deficit at that point was pretty severe. He had, I think, 9 to my 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great game. I hate saying that dice rolls cost me the game because he played well, but I had some bad rolls.
Yeah, the triple Contemptors not making the charge on turn 1.
Yeah.
The Suzerains failing the charge over here. Just
Yeah.
let me just keep running away. You know?
And also the Predator, like two Predators getting immobilized in turn 1. Literally the first thing I did in the whole game.
Oh, that's so
that
funny.
like, you know, really messed up my plan on this flank to put in some pressure.
Yeah.
You know, and retrospect, I should have focused more with the Suzerain on the center. But, you know, his army is just so much faster than mine that, like, if I moved here, he would have gone there. So, like, I don't know that would have made a huge difference. It would have made, like, a bigger mosh pit with the Dreadnoughts in the center.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many critical charges just did not go off.
Oh, so your Locutaris failing their morale test and running off the board, just adding insult to injury.
At
with some
that
of
point,
these
it didn't
rolls.
really matter, but it stung a bit. But, you know, I mean, it felt like very much like Calf, just like, you know, totally being overwhelmed, but then by the end, clawing back a little bit.
Yeah.
Killing your Praetor did make me feel a little bit better, and, you know, I think it was a really fun game, and like it kind of got to show the strengths of the Word Bearers. I feel like a lot of people don't realize how tough they can be.
Yeah, I don't know if people typically tend to run Word Bearers as mobile as mine, but I do think that they're a combat army. And when you can be killing a squad and getting that dark channeling point every turn, then you can really change like from what would be a pretty good squad to an incredible squad super easily.
Yeah. What was your favorite unit of the game?
It's tough to say. Probably my Margals. I mean, I can't.
Well, I mean, those are.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't usually play my Ashen Circle, and I was like happy with what they did. They pummeled squads pretty well. They blew up the Predator. They were just annoying. I'm just glad that I'm being shown that they're not like this throwaway unit that I feel like.
I mean, they're a fun squad. I mentioned this the last battle report. Like, my favorite units are the ones that like can be really strong but aren't overpowered. Where it's like they're fragile, like they'll die quickly, but they hit really hard in the right circumstances.
Yeah.
So it's like somewhat tactical to use them. I mean, and like this is me being like, I have Suzerain, so like I know like I have some overpowered units too. But I hate the Margal. Every game we play, I always say the same thing. I hate the Margal. They're just so good.
Well, you know how I am around the Suzerain. I just try to like, keep away as best as possible. And when you place them over there, I was like, all right, everybody ditch that side. I don't want anything to do with them. I can keep them out of the game for as long as I can. And I can keep things alive because, I just do not have an answer to them. Even against Margals, whatever. They don't care. They'll still take a 4+ invulnerable save.
Yeah. And like this was our first time playing this mission. You mentioned you think that the scoring should be done at the end of the phase instead of player turn, which I think we should do. We should implement that. Because, I think it gives a little bit of advantage to fast lists.
Totally. Like, I mean, I got 3 points like the first 2 turns. Like, that's crazy. Like, if I was just scoring 3 at the end of 1 and then maybe 2, that makes it so much closer.
Well, like my hope was, because I knew that you would have a little bit of advantage in the first turn, my hope was that I would be able to get those charges off here, plank some stuff off here, and at least deny you these 2 objectives in the second turn, so I'd be able to catch up.
Yeah.
But like me messing up all this stuff in the center and the side here just made it impossible for me to catch up.
Yeah, the strike never came. Like the Predators being immobilized just kind of nerfed the whole thing, and the Locust Taurus were just kind of like waiting for the right moment, which was, maybe a little too late.
Yeah, but even being immobilized, I have to say they helped kill those Dreadnoughts. It took way too long.
Yeah.
But eventually we managed to plink off the wounds. But like I feel like every time Margal dies, it's like a victory.
I love the snipers. I think that your sniper squad really did like the actual work. Like they were plinking off, like, I killed one of them with my snipers, and most turns they were killing 2 or 3 or something and causing pinning tests.
Yeah.
They're a really scary unit in a Word Bear's army specifically, or against one, because I love my characters and I need my little units to have their little upgrades. And when you can take that out, like if my Herald was ever out in the open, I knew those snipers would be looking to take a shot at him.
Yeah.
So it's like, I hate snipers, and the fact that Remus makes them ignore
Pinning and
oh
leadership.
man, couldn't do anything to them. They were an unmovable block.
No, that was great. I mean, like, this is my first time running him. And for a long time, the reason I didn't get him was, especially before Siege of Sithonia came out and we had those missions that were all objective missions. In the book, it's like 2 objective missions and 4 missions that are like just like kind of kill or zone based.
Yeah.
So like 2/3 of the time, his like warlord trait did nothing.
Yeah.
So, but like now with more objective missions, I'm like, you know, obviously he's not a beat stick. He's not going to go up and murder people left and right. But like the fact that he gives line, you don't need to bring like a herald, or you don't need to give him a command squad. You can just attach him to a heavy support squad and give them line. Like, is pretty cool. And like, yeah, exactly. Like something like this with a lot of objectives and just like giving your units on objectives like pseudo fearless is pretty great.
Yeah, and I think like when Heresy is at its best, it's clearly played in an objective game. Like I mean, killing stuff is always going to be fun, sure, but there's something better that like, oh, cool, and if I move here, I can deny this.
It feels slightly more tactical, and it's not just like whoever has the better units wins. 9 times out of 10, it's like being smarter and not necessarily always just going for the kill. Yeah. Like, you know, I kind of did that at the end to get my vengeance.
Yeah,
but,
you know what? I think you deserved it. I mean, like, even over on the left flank, I had that squad of assault marines that never even really moved. Both my assault marines just kind of waited because I know in a one-on-one fight against like any of your souped up Ultramarine squads, I'm gonna lose. So I did the very cowardly Word Bear's attack pattern of hiding.
But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know how much you hate the Word Bearers. I do every day. And yeah, we might do like another couple Calth games if you guys are into it. And then we're hoping to do a couple more Istvan games in the future if we can get the armies ready. So yeah, we'll see you next time.
Sweet.
Bye.